All right, everybody, welcome back to the show. It is the show. Be our guest.
Were you trying to do a Ratatouille impression?
No, it's freaking like Lemire from Lemieux from Beauty and the Beast. Be our guest. So
Uh,
be our
wow.
guest. Put our podcast to the test.
Oh, that was off the
I'm
cuff,
dropping dimes.
people. That was off the cuff. Not
So we
first.
were going to be talking about the trailers for this week. We got a trailer for the new Jason Statham led Guy Ritchie action movie Wrath of Man. We got a trailer for Star Wars The Bad Batch and a trailer for Spiral The Book of Saw. As I mentioned previously, Thomas did send in some audio clips so that way, he could still be a part of the show. And Atticus, you can do that for future shows if you cannot make it. Thomas is going to give his thoughts on all three trailers, then Atticus and I will go into all three trailers, and Thomas also has stuff sent in for Falcon Winter Soldier and Godzilla vs. Kong, so we'll get to that then. But let's go ahead and throw to Thomas. Okay, now we're going to throw to... I freaking pressed the wrong button.
Nice
so,
one.
Atticus, guess what I just did?
What?
You want to know what I just did?
Yes, I did. Yes, I do.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I clicked the wrong button and got rid of our intro music. So while I let Thomas talk, we're gonna go fix that. Okay.
Awesome.
All right. So now we're so good at this, and that's not gonna get edited out. That's gold. So now we are going to throw to Thomas with his thoughts about the trailers. Thomas, over to you.
Hello, sorry I couldn't be there this week, but Trevor did ask me to send in some of my thoughts on the trailers that came out this week. So let's jump right in with The Wrath of Man, the new Guy Ritchie film. And Guy Ritchie, the director, who's a bit hit or miss for me. I like The Nice Guys and Snatch and his most recent film, The Gentleman. But then he also did direct the Sherlock Holmes films with Robert Downey Jr., which I'm not really a fan of. But this one seems more along the veins of the ones I do like, mixing that crime with the comedy. And yeah, it looks like Guy Ritchie doing another Guy Ritchie film. So I'm looking forward to it. The Bad Batch trailer is the new Star Wars show that is coming to Disney Plus. And it's one that I'm not very interested in, to be honest. I've not seen any of the Star Wars animated shows. And this one, I don't know whether I'll watch it. If we do reviews for it on this show, I might check it out. But, it looks fine. But just personally, it's not a project that I'm very invested in. And then finally, we saw the Spiral trailer, the new Saw reboot, prequel, whatever. I don't know, something to do with that. Anyway, the Saw films are films that I really enjoy for no reason, really. They're not exactly the height of cinema, but they're guilty pleasures of mine, and it feels like another Saw film. Chris Rock seems to be a bit overacting in some of the bits in the trailer. Hopefully, he has a bit more of a toned down performance in the actual film. But yeah, I like how they're leaning into the procedural side of it. I think that's an interesting viewpoint. And it's a film that I'm looking forward to as a fan of the Saw franchise.
All right. Those were Thomas's thoughts on the trailers. You guys didn't see. Nobody will see. But Atticus and I, we were being comedic geniuses, video only.
We were pretty animated. Yeah.
Where you can find us on tour never. So it would be awesome to go like an improv comedy tour.
That would be really cool. I think
we'd probably bomb, but like
no, I don't think so.
Okay, well, I'm glad you have confidence. So Atticus, we just heard Thomas's thoughts.
Yes.
Let's give our own thoughts. Let's kick off with Wrath of Man. So what were your initial takeaways from this trailer?
I thought it looked pretty. I thought it looked like a dope action movie. Definitely need context, because like I don't know if it's gonna be like a, comedy or just like a serious movie. I don't know, but it looks kind of funny in the trailer.
Right. I mean, and Guy Ritchie generally does blend crime and comedy with action and everything. Jason Statham looked actually pretty good in it, if I'm being
Yeah.
completely honest.
Yeah.
I enjoyed Jason Statham's performance in that trailer. So yeah, I mean, like, I'm excited for this movie. I actually thought you talked about context, but I think that this actually did a good job of not giving too much away.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That made me want to, like, the thing I was talking about was just like, wanting more, my questions answered,
Which
so
is its
make me
job
want to watch the film.
as the trailer. It definitely
Yes.
is selling the trailer. Like, the trailer hit over 1 million views on MGM's YouTube channel.
Nice.
So it's, I mean, people are definitely interested in this, and like, it was on nobody's radar. I don't think.
Yeah.
Nobody really had known too much about this film, but I mean, it's May 7th. We're getting this in a month. And we will,
Yay.
I mean, likely be talking about it. Depends who can make it out to theaters can see it. But yeah. So I mean, I'm excited for it. Like Thomas said, it definitely looks very Guy Ritchie, which I'm here for. He has a fun style of making movies. It doesn't work for me all the time, but it's always fun. He has a nice, like, even just in the music choice in this trailer, you do kind of get his style and aesthetic and feel to his
Yeah.
films. But Atticus, overall, what score out of 10 do you give this trailer?
Ooh. I'd have. Okay, I'm gonna have to say, definitely Nate.
Yeah,
Nate,
I completely agree. 8.
I want to watch it.
I want to see it. The scene with the music and the guns working together was actually a genius piece of
the
like
guns
trailer.
working together.
Yeah, that's exactly what I meant.
That was a good statement. I like that.
Thank you.
Made
But
me
no,
sound
like,
smart.
it worked like really, really well. And it was actually a kind of genius piece of trailer making.
Yes.
Agreed. Combining those things. But
And I did want to say,
Yes.
I did enjoy the Sherlock Holmes movies. Like, that was the first Guy Ritchie movies I saw, and I thought those were fantastic, both of them.
Okay.
Probably the only one there.
Moving on, we got Star Wars: The Bad Batch. So Thomas was not too hyped for this. We are going to make Thomas watch this for the podcast.
Yes.
We're also going to make him watch Clone Wars eventually. But this is essentially Clone Wars season 8. Let's be honest.
I think so. Yeah.
It's, I mean, we saw the Bad Batch, Clone Force 99 in season 7.
Yes.
This is continuing their story. I'm very excited to see stuff. I love the era of post Revenge of the Sith, pre A New Hope. Like, that 20 years, like, they're referred to as the Dark Ages.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's what we're getting with Kenobi too.
It's fascinating.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we're getting with Kenobi. We had it with Rebels. I'm super, super excited to get more of this era. In the trailer, we saw Rex back. So hyped about that. We saw Tarkin in there.
Yeah.
Which is cool. Big thing, though, we saw Fennec Shand from The Mandalorian Season 2. And that is Ming-Na Wen coming back to voice her.
Yeah.
Were you excited to see Fennec in this? And how much role do you think she'll have in the show?
I was a little bit confused. I was like, wait, I think you pointed it out, like, as we were watching the trailer together. You pointed it out, and I was like, oh yeah, that's yeah. It sounds like Ming-Na Wen. But I think she's gonna be cool. I liked her in Mando, and
For sure.
About her role, I don't know. I think she could have a pretty big role. Trying to help, the Bad Batch. So I don't know. I'm excited to see what happens.
So the interesting thing here, so this comes out May 4th.
Yeah.
We still don't know if it's going to be weekly or if they're just going to drop it all for us to binge watch.
Mm-hmm.
But the only other Star Wars content we have this year is the Book of Boba Fett.
Ooh, right.
So I wonder if we will get some setup for Book of Boba Fett. We might even see Boba Fett in this.
That'd be so cool.
At this point, he would be what? So in Attack of the Clones, he was like about 12, and they aged double. So in Attack of the Clones to Revenge of the Sith, that's 3 years, so that's 6. So he'd be 18. This is like
Mhm.
the year after Revenge of the Sith, I'm assuming. So he'd be like 18 or 20.
Yeah,
So we'd see like,
a
like
young
college
Boba.
aged Boba Fett,
Oh, that'd be so cool
like
to see.
starting his career as a bounty hunter.
That'd be so cool.
I'd be very interested. And this is young Fennec too.
Yeah, I was gonna ask. Like, it's
Like
young Fennec, right?
20 years before Mando.
Oh wow.
Because Mando, well, let's think about this. Mando is 7 years after Return of the
After,
Jedi.
right?
Return
Wait,
of the
7?
Jedi is, yeah. Return of the Jedi is 4 years after A New Hope. So that makes 11.
Right.
And then A New Hope is 19 years after Revenge of the Sith. So that's 30. So
Oh,
this is about 30
wow.
years, actually. 30
Wow.
years before Mando. So this is very young Fennec.
Yeah, and then very old Fennec in Mando.
Or who knows? He could be like 20 here, 50. You call him 50 old, you're going to discriminate. Ageist.
Yes, 50 old 50 years old.
But yeah, I mean, overall, it was fun. I don't know what the little girl is doing. Or
Yeah,
boy, I
was
couldn't
confused
tell.
on that.
But whatever. Overall, thoughts on the trailer? And what is your ranking or rating?
Definitely gonna give it a solid 9 because I love the Clone Wars universe. Well, not Clone Wars universe, but the style of art
Right.
and storytelling.
Right.
So yeah, definitely a 9.
I'm at a solid 8. There's still a bit more unanswered that I would like to see in the trailer before the show. Just as far as more setup. But yeah, no, overall, I mean, it got me more excited for the show. I mean, we're getting it exactly a month from when we're recording this.
Oh wow, yeah.
May 4th. Today, when we're recording this, it's April 4th.
May the 4th.
So, yeah. Of course, we're gonna watch this. Thomas, you're gonna have to review this.
Yes, please.
We're doing it on the show. It isn't please. We're making him.
We're gonna be like that. Okay.
We are gonna be like that. Last trailer before we get into some shows and movies. Spiral from the Book of Saw. Atticus, initial takeaways.
My initial takeaway was spooky, creepy. It makes me want to soil myself already, and I haven't even seen it. But yeah, I haven't seen any of the Saw movies. I've seen bits and pieces.
For those who aren't too intellectual, Atticus just said he wanted to pee himself while watching the trailer. Moving on.
It's actually the other one, but yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I did not count myself as one of those intellectuals.
I was going to say, talking about intellectual people. Come on now.
Yeah, I was saying those amongst you, not amongst me and the listeners. Okay, well, I just kind of screwed that up, but moving on. Sorry, listeners.
It was a good trailer. It was a good trailer. It made me want to, jump out of my seat and be like, that's some crazy stuff going on. I hope they make it through whatever they're going through,
Why am I such an idiot?
I don't know. I think you're just made that way.
Fair.
But yeah.
I thought the trailer was fine. Really weird pace. It was a long trailer. It kind of set up too much for me. And really weird pacing and editing. I hope it's not like that in the film because it really kind of took me out of it. Some nice, definitely creepy scenes that were a lot of fun. Tom is saying that he loves the Saw movies. That's sure. But yeah, I mean, I do agree with Thomas. Like Chris Rock, I was not a massive fan. It's also weird just seeing him do something dramatic. So maybe that is just how he acts dramatically and we're not used to it. But it was very over the top for me. And Samuel Jackson, dude, you're 80. So like
80. And I bet you're gonna say that that's not old either, right?
Legit, look up. Well, no, it's old. So Samuel Jackson age. Oh, he's 72. Not bad. But no, like, I mean, props to him for still making movies, but like, with him still doing action movies, like even in like Captain Marvel, you could see with any fight scenes where he was de-aged, he was moving slow.
Yeah, right.
So
right,
I'm
right.
hoping they don't give him too much of stars, like as far as like set pieces to do in this. Just so that way we don't see Olden gonna try and run. So, but overall, I mean, I thought it was fine. We'll probably review it for the show, I guess. But I probably wouldn't see the movie if not for the podcast.
Right.
What's your final rating? And do you want to see this movie?
My final rating, since like it did kind of creep me out with that one jump scare with the pig, I would have to say I would have to give it like a 6.5 or a 7. And I
No,
would
I'm at
like
a
to see it.
go ahead. Yeah,
and I would like to see it.
I'm
Cool.
yeah, I'm half and half on seeing it. I don't care either way. I give it like a solid 5.5 or 6.
Yeah.
I mean, it was good enough. Like, I mean, it definitely laid out what the film was about, maybe a bit too much.
And I can see
But
that
yeah,
now.
I mean, overall, I feel very indifferent about this. It was fine.
Yeah.
Also, horror is just not my has never been my favorite genre, so obviously it isn't going to work as well for me.
Has been my favorite genre, so might work for me.